All right. All right. In the comma video that I did, I talked about setting aside parenthetical or extra information for medium or moderate emphasis. Well, in this video, I want to talk about setting aside parenthetical information with minimal or maximum uh, um, emphasis. All right. Um, Parentheses, right? Unsurprisingly enough, they're used to set aside parenthetical information of like the lowest importance. So it's extra information, but it's information that is almost not even worth stating. You can use parentheses kind of within a sentence, right? In which case there's no, capitalization or end mark or anything. You just put the information in there. Or you can, like put parentheses around an entire sentence that kind of operates within like a paragraph or whatever. So then you would have parentheses, capital letter, and then, period, parentheses. Okay. And again, that indicates to the reader that this information is extra information of the lowest importance. Now, M dash, that sets aside extra information for, maximum influence or emphasis, excuse me. Okay. So in this, right, you see here, you've got the main message, the word there of your sentence, and then you've got M dash and then the blah blah. That is that extra information that's unnecessary, but it's super important. Okay. And then we have another M dash at the end there, and then it goes on. Okay. Now, what I mean here with the word M dash, blah, blah, comma word is if without that parenthetical information that's being set apart by the M dash, if you would just have word, comma, word, like, uh, yeah, I don't know. So maybe in the park, comma, I saw Jim, right? Okay. So in the park, M dash, where the Russians landed, because for some reason I'm thinking about, Red Dawn or something, comma, right? That comma's there in the park, M dash, where the Russians landed, you know, uh, comma, then I saw Jim. We don't need that second M dash because that comma is kind of taking the place of that, right? Same thing too if we've got that extra information that's set apart from maximum emphasis at the end of a sentence. We don't need it; just it ends with the period. Okay. So some examples here of parenthetical markers. Okay. So this building and then in parentheses, every other building on the street, in parentheses, will be torn down. Okay, so the focus there is obviously on that particular building being torn down. All the other buildings that are being torn down, right? It's not even worth mentioning, hardly worth mentioning, right? Now we replace the parentheses with M dashes, right? This building and every other building on the street will be torn down. So these other buildings being torn down, that is of supreme importance, right? Okay. Um, all right. I thought about asking another student, and then in parentheses, Maria Alonso, right? So who it is, the student that I'm asking, unimportant, unimportant. But if I replace the parentheses with an M dash, right? I thought about asking another student, Maria Alonso, right? So then Maria Alonso, that's going to impress. I bring that up. It's like, oh, Maria, she's fantastic, right? So remember that when you set aside this extra information, okay, because sometimes that's very important. It may be extra, like in the sense of, conveying information in that particular sentence, but it could be very important. And so we want to be very conscious about the level of emphasis that we give this extra information, right? For example, the fact that every other building is going to be torn down too. What the heck? Or that Maria Alonso's involved. I mean, Maria, right? Okay, there we go. There we are.